Welcome yet again to another video from Resolutions Design. This is your top chief expert, Edwin Anthony from Resolutions Design. In this video, we are going to discuss the new 2023 versions of, well, not 2023 versions, but in the year 2023, the new way of adding products into your store. This video is dedicated for anybody who is totally new to Shopify. Again, welcome to Shopify. And I'm very happy that you're finally going to go ahead and start building your store. And this education is very helpful for those who want to manage their stores as well. This particular video is going to be split into two different versions, right? Before we go into the part 2s and 3s. So you're watching the part 1 of the Potential 3 series. This version A of the part 1 is going to cater to those who have their own products. There's two types of watchers that you guys are watching me right now. You guys are either, you have your own store where you have a private manufacturer that creates their own products, takes pictures, delivers their own products, etc. But then there's a large half of you guys who are doing drop shipping. You guys do not create your own products. You don't have a private fulfillment center. Instead, you use things like Printful or AliExpress or, another third party for drop shipping, okay? So again, this specific video is for those people or those folks who have their own manufacturers. You guys create your own stuff, whether if it's by hand or if you outsource it to like a factory that does it for you. That's what this video is for. I'll leave a link on the description as well as on the upper right hand corner for those who want the same training, but for those who are doing drop shipping such as Printful and all that good stuff, okay? Great. Let's start from the beginning, guys. So the first thing obviously that you need to do is create a Shopify account. If you haven't done so already, I'll leave a link as well on the description so you could go ahead and create your account. Once you create your account, you will see something like this, right? Where it's kind of like the admin of the shop, right? Of the Resolutions Design or whichever shop that you named it, right? So you'll have like this funky domain address with a .myshopify.com towards the end. And again, in order for you to get to this page, if you forgot, right, just go to your domain and /admin, and it should take you to this screen right here. All right, let's start in the beginning. Let's click on where it says products. You might not have products here, but in the end, it's going to look something like this. Let me give you a very quick tour towards what all of this stuff means. We have the obvious, which we have the picture. You might have numerous product images, but the leading picture, the number one picture, or the main picture that shows up for that product is going to show here, okay? Right after that, we have the product name or the product title that you've assigned to the product. Then we have this little eyeball here that it gives you like a quick shortcut if you wanted to see the product in the store as to how it would look like. By the way, shout out to the architect theme developers. This is the theme called Impulse. I have a separate course and training regarding Impulse on how you could create this store. Beautiful theme. I think it's one of the most popular right after debut. And this is just good, right? This is a very good theme. I'll talk about this later, but let's go back to this, okay? All right, so that's like a quick shortcut so that you could see how the product looks. The status. The status means what's going on with this product. Is it live on the store? Is it something that it's ready to sell? Or if it's something that's set as a draft, meaning that we're kind of prepping it up. It's going to come out live pretty soon, but not yet. Or it's archived, meaning that we don't want to delete the product. We want to keep it there for historical reasons, but we don't want the website to continue keeping stock. We don't want it to show up on the website. It's kind of like a dead product in a way, but we don't want to delete it for historical reasons, right? And so, of course, you could go ahead and figure out more information about the status here. And I believe you could click, we'll dive more deep on status once we dive inside of the product. Inventory count. This may be important for you folks, okay? So depending on how you guys manage your business, many companies, what they do is they like to keep their inventory stock always up to date. They want to know how much of these products do we have on stock and how much are sold out, no matter how many variants exist. And then we have for variants. We're going to talk about variants in a few minutes. Those are just different variations of the product. It's the same product, but in different variations. Finally, what type of product this is, we'll go ahead and talk about that once we dive into the product details. And then, of course, the vendor. Vendor is important in case if you guys sell other brand products from other stores outside of yourself. You could say that this is from Casio, or then this is from H&M, or this is from so-and-so. So vendor is there just for informative purposes. So that's a very quick training on this guy right here on the products database grid. Keep in mind, folks, that everything that exists here doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to show up on the front end of the store. That's what this whole training is about. This is just the first step on how to upload your products so that it could show up on the front end of your store. By the time you finish watching this video, this is not a guarantee that it's going to show up on the front end. This is just so that you program it on the back end database of Shopify. That's the first step. The other steps, that's where we connect the dots. We make sure that the product is showing on the front end of the store. Okay, let's dive inside of the products description or the details as a quick tour, and then we're going to set one up as an exercise. Right here we have a title, product title, Army DLMN handkerchief top. The status is active. You remember when I told you that you could change the statuses. Right here I have it set to either active or draft. I have it set as active because I do want to show this in the store. We have publishing controls. Okay, publishing controls, what this means is how many sales channel will this product exist in. So specifically, this means that outside of just the regular website, which is what you will be selling, you could also have other channels right here. You see, you could have other channels such as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, let's see what else, TikTok, Google Shopping. You could have a whole bunch of channels where you have this one product that's speaking to all of those channels at the same time. Okay, so it's not like we're going to have to set this a whole bunch of times depending on which channel you guys are selling on. But right here, it just tells you, hey, green dot means that we have this as an online store, but we don't have anything else. We could click right here where it says manage sales channels, and you could see the options depending on what you have configured over here. But because this is just the beginning, we only have online store. We're not going to see anything else. If you're watching this video and you've already tinkered with this type of stuff and you see more options here, that's what that means. It means that you have more options to show this product on different channels, such as eBay and all that stuff that I told you. And then finally, we have a new thing here called markets. Where is this being sold to? So it could be all over the world, or it could be exclusively domestic inside of the United States. Next up, we're going to media. This is where all your pictures are going to live for the product. Notice how this masonry grid, we have a large picture, and then we have small pictures. And the more pictures that you add, they'll be like small boxes. You could also add like a video if you want here as well. But the big box, what this means is that it is the primary picture, right? And then right after that, reading this from left to right, you'll notice that this is picture number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like left to right. It'll all just stack up. Next up, we have variants. Now, you guys, when you set up your products, you might not have this, which is perfectly fine. We're going to go over this once I start doing the step-by-step, and you'll notice how I activate the variants. But just so that you guys understand what variants means. Variants is that this product, right, comes in numerous unique sizes or colors or color, right? Right here we have that this product comes in small, medium, large, and extra large. So this, by the way, guys, this whole thing is everything related to variants. The size and color are what's called variant dimensions. Please write this down. Especially if you're going to be talking to developers and asking them to help you and, so on and so forth. It's very important for you guys to understand the vocabulary of Shopify. So these are called variant dimensions, size and color. This specific product, Army DLMN, has 2 variant dimensions, size and color. Now, how many variants does size have? It has 4 variants. But this whole product has 2 variant dimensions. If I eliminate color and just keep this to say, color army green, I could eliminate color and it'll just have one variant dimension with 4 variants: small, medium, large, extra large. But it's set up this way in case if there's a new color that's about to come out, such as, let's say, orange. So I could just add orange on the color and we still have 2 variant dimensions. It's just that now color went from 1 variant to 2 variants. And as this is set up, you'll see the breakdown here. You'll see that we have the size coming up first and then the color. Okay? And it'll say, look, the small army costs $36. We only have 10 of them. We have 10 on hand. Committed means that, it's products that are coming inbound that are already committed to a sale. SKU. SKU is a code that either you or your inventory fulfillment center has already programmed for you, or you want to code yourself. But basically, it's a code identifier, right, that identifies this specific product. I'll show you guys that in a second. Let's keep going. Search listing. This is how the product will show on Google. So if we click right here where it says edit, you'll notice that we have a page title, we have no meta description, and then we have this super long URL, super long slug. Looks kind of ugly and it makes no sense. We'll talk about that also in a minute while I create this first product for you. Okay. All right, let's look all the way over here towards the right-hand side because we just went down the middle here. Let's go over here where it says Insight. This has mostly to do with reports. So once you start gaining more sales, you start to see some insights about this product based on your store's activity. Then we have product category. Shopify always likes to kind of like assume what this is. I think this is great. Shirts and tops, that's cool. Accept the suggestion. Let's keep it moving. And right here, this is a women's top per se, right? So you could put tops right here. If I could spell. All right, tops. And then the vendor would be your store, right? Whichever your store is called. Collections, this is explained in a later video, as well as tags. This is after we've already programmed the products, how we're going to make them fit inside of the collection. So we'll talk about that in a later video. And then online store theme template, this is a little bit advanced. This has to do with developers. So if you have like a custom theme or something that's super custom, they would use this property here. But if you're using a theme, you don't have to worry about this. You leave this as is. In fact, do not touch it. Okay? It is a very quick tour of the properties of the product. We're going to get out of here, right, and not save this. And we're going to focus on creating one product, okay? But this is just kind of like to show you its full database on how it will look like once you're done. All right, let's do some prerequisites before you get started. Before you get started, there's 2 things. I have organized a series of photos for a collection just called dresses or tops, etc., okay? And on these photos, you'll notice that they're not all over the place, okay? They are signature sized, meaning that the model in this particular instance is perfectly centered inside of the canvas of the image, and it is a white background image that's going on here. All of the pictures that we're setting up for this site has consistency when it comes to sizing and the image background and the placement and positioning, to be very exact. Placement, right, means that she is centered. She is in the center canvas of this image, right? Positioning means that you see the top of her head, it's from the ceiling of the picture all the way down to the floor of the picture. It's not that she's the top of her head is like over here and we have this huge area of white space. That just doesn't make sense. Or that one picture, she's leaning a little bit more towards the left, and in this picture, she's leaning more towards the right. Every image is perfectly centered, cohesive, and photography is extremely important. It is the blood of your website. It could make or break your website. I've seen websites where they look beautiful, but the moment that you see the images are all out of whack, making the website look completely disorganized and ugly. So if you're going to invest time on your website to make it a beautiful theme, nicely decorated, don't forget your photography. In fact, you shouldn't be doing any of this until your photography is up to par, because it's a huge headache to have this website completely done and your images are kind of like in the works. You're not sure when your photographer is going to finish. And then you have an ugly rinky-dinky website pushing marketing dollars to it, and it's not selling. When people look at your products, they look at your images. And based on the quality of your image, they will respect your company. If your images are all out of whack, they're going to assume that your products identify the same exact way. Okay, guys, I just showed you this image right here compared to this image. Let's talk about these two in comparisons real quickly. If you're going to be talking to your photographer, I always say that for product images, it's this right here. This is a great product image. But then this over here on the right, this is a lifestyle image. A lifestyle image is similar to a product image, but the only difference is that the model is now posing in an environment where it's suitable to wear the product, or giving some type of modeling representation of how to, you get what I'm saying, right? So the reason why I would advise on both of them is because this one is going to look good on the grid. When you see the collection and a series of all the products, you're going to see how they're all cohesive. They all have that white or beige background, and they're all the same size. But once you go inside of the product, you'll notice a lifestyle image. And it's like, oh, this is so nice. Look at this, right? It's like an alternative image, but showing how the product is being used. In my opinion, I always like to have this as a primary image. And when the customer hovers over the product, they get to see this image here. That way, it's nicely diversified, right? Very beautiful, very nice models here. Okay, so quick lesson on photography. It's a big deal. If you're going to invest in web design or anything like that, don't even do it unless you invest in your photographer and get your photography shots nicely done. The second thing that I've done here is that you notice on these images, I have this product title on every image. Do not name your images IMG12345 or whatever code it is, because Shopify can read it and so will Google. So if you guys are trying to rank for Google, don't just upload IMG12345. No, mark your images to the name of the product. Okay, very important. And this one you could see that I -1 because this is going to be the first image. Whereas over here it's -2, that's the second image. Third image, fourth image, fifth image, right? And then next product, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth, okay? Very important that you do that because Google will read that. And when this stuff comes out on Google Images and stuff like that, it's not going to say IMG12345. It's going to say the product name, which is very important, okay? All right, so that's enough about images. The next thing that's important for you guys to have before even setting up these products is right there, product details. So we are going to add the product title that is called Army Baby Doll Dress. We have a description right here. We have a description. We have a price. We know what sizes this product is going to come out on, and we know the color, right? And you could also add, the SKU if you wanted to, but we'll kind of like go that amongst the fly. And so I would recommend having a Google Doc to show all of the product titles and descriptions. Keep them, right, so that you always have some type of reference to go back on. Very, very important to have a Word document. We're going to do that in a second here, okay? So let's move that aside. Let's go ahead and continue with this training, and let's go and begin adding a new product. Click on right here where it says Add New Product, and we're going to start copy pasting. Very easy, okay? So in this specific product, we're going to call it the Army Baby Doll Dress, okay? And then we have an area here for the description. Guys, notice the rich text editor. You could compose your text to show up here, and then you could do bolding, underline, all this good stuff. You could center it. You could add an image, add a video if you want to. Then there's more stuff, right? Like bullet points, indent, outdent. You want to enter a grid. You want to clear the whole formatting altogether. If you want to go into HTML mode, you click on this one. I have videos that talks about HTML mode you could find on my channel. All right, so let's go right ahead and add a product description that I've already pre-mapped out right there. The product description should not be a full-blown essay about the product. If you have a lot to say about the product, I strongly recommend you to instead create a blog article that talks really in depth about the benefits of the product and have hyperlinks that points to your product page. That would be awesome, because that's you get them with the blog and then they're coming here with the product and they're like, oh, this is where it's at, and that's how you go about it, right? But the new thing here that Shopify has recently created, especially with this whole AI thing out and about, is probably insert some type of ChatGPT AI system to help you with your product descriptions. And that's this icon right here where it says generate text. Let's go ahead and play around with this for a little bit. Upon doing so, I have this pop-up dialog where it asks me a few questions. It says, add the features or the keywords, explain the tonality of the voice that you want the description to demonstrate what it wants to say, and if you have some special instructions like add emojis and so on and so forth. So let's test this out. Features and keywords. I would say that if you have, let's say from your manufacturer, some type of spec sheet, right, where it's like, here are the specs, it's made from cotton, right? It's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. Right? So let's just type some of this stuff. It's bamboo fabric. This is a baby doll dress, because that's a keyword, right? Comfortable, soft, and that's about it for now. Let's just leave that there, okay? The tone of voice. We want to sound, how do we want to sound? As an expert, daring, playful, sophisticated. This tone of voice, folks, this has a lot to do with your brand identity. So if you guys don't have a brand identity, I guess you could wing it here, but I strongly recommend everyone to have a branding guideline that defines the tonality of the voice of the company, right? That there's different experts that handle that type of stuff. Don't think that, okay, well, I sound daring, so therefore I'm going to go ahead and write daring. No, it's about the company. The company has a specific voice. And so make sure that you choose the right one. For this one, we're going to sound sophisticated, okay? And instructions, do we want anything extra? Right here it says replace some words with emojis, right? We're going to leave it like this for now, but let's see what this generates for us. Show off your chic lounge style in our exquisite army baby doll dress, crafted with bamboo fabric, designed with a classic baby doll silhouette. This dress is as comfortable as it is elegant. Nice. Get ready to feel luxurious, cocooned in softness. I like it a lot. Let's keep it. So, what happens to this above? Well, you could replace it entirely if you wanted to, right? But the point is that it should have a very nice description. And most importantly, if you guys are doing SEO, make sure that the keyword is listed here, which in this case, it's baby doll dress. Very important. We're going to keep this for now. All right. Let's go ahead and continue. For the media, we need our images, as we mentioned before. Let me see if I can find my images real quick. Right here. Yeah. So we have our images over here. And I'm going to go and click on the first one, hold the shift button, second, third, fourth, fifth, drag, drop them in. And there you have it. All the images are set up there, okay? This one being first, second, third, fourth, fifth, okay? Remember what I told you earlier? I could always do this and make this image the alternate image. Or if you want, you could do this. It's fine too. Just make sure that all your shots are pretty much on the same background, right? You could do that as well, okay? So really doesn't matter. You choose the best one that works for you, okay? If you guys want to edit the alt image, that's also very important for Google. what you could do is, let's see here if it allows me to do that here. Let's go and click inside the property. Oh, I guess it wants me to save first, so I can't do nothing. Let's go ahead and press save for now. And you will be saving very frequently, okay? So that's something I wanted to make sure that you do. Just, yeah, this is a good part, that once you add these products in here, go ahead and press the save button so that you don't lose your place. Automatically, it will make the product active with the online store like I showed you earlier, and that's what that is. Oh, so when I click on it, that's what happens. Once I press save and I click on it, now I enter into this system where it shows me properties of the image that I've uploaded. You can see my image dimensions here, and here's the alt text for those SEO folks. Make sure you put your alt text so that Google can read it, and then don't forget to press save. If for whatever reason you wanted to download this image because you lost it somehow and it's been years, right here you could download the image and get a fresh copy, or you could trash the image altogether, however you see fit. Now that we're on this section, we could go ahead and kind of like do, what is the product category for this? I'm going to try to see if I could type dress to see if that shows up. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Product type, I'm going to say the same thing, dress. Vendor, you could put whatever it is that you want. We're not going to mess with this. We're going to continue down the boat here. Okay, so according to the product description that we're trying to plan out here, the price for this dress is 45 bucks. Right here where it says compare price at, guys, let me explain what this means. Let's pretend that you have this product that once upon a time ago was 90 bucks. And you're like, I'm having a sale, 50% off. I want this to sell for $45. That's what the compare price is at. You could put $90 right here. And what it'll do is that it'll show the new price with this as a strike through, saying that it was once $90 and now it's 45 bucks. And also by saving this way, it's going to add a badge saying on sale, right? So depending on what theme you have, it'll show the on sale differently, okay? And some themes might not even show it at all. But I'm just showing you that if you want your products to be labeled as on sale, this is how you do it. You got to make sure that the compare price, old price, is there and the new price is here. Don't be a fool, right? And all of a sudden have this price bigger than this price, because then it'll look funky. I've seen people do that. If you don't want your product to show an on sale, just triple click on this and delete it. And don't forget to press save. And by doing so, it'll eliminate the on sale and just keep it just like that. Okay. Right here, we have an option if we want to charge taxes for this product. That is up to you. Right here, you could put cost per item, how much this item cost you. What this means is how much did it cost you in the manufacturer per piece. Some of you guys might buy this in bulks, right? And so when you calculate in bulks and divide it by per piece, you might say, well, this piece cost me $9. And then right away, it shows you that your profit is $36 based off of that, and you have an 80% margin, which is very healthy. In a separate video, I'll talk about what are healthy margins to have, and pros and cons about having very slim margins, so on and so forth. If you really want that video very quickly, please put that down in the comments, and I'll get that out for you. But this right here, there's some of my clients, they're kind of like against the fence, because they're like, you know what, I don't want Shopify to know how much my profits are. Or if I have a developer come in here and they start looking at my store, I don't want them to see my profits. In all honesty, a good developer, they're not going to go and compete against you. At least I don't think. That would be totally wrong. But it's really up to you. You don't need to have this, okay? So let's go ahead and delete that. SKU, like I mentioned earlier, SKU, what most folks do is that they would type in, let's say, an abbreviated version, right? So I would say something like this, for example. So I would say army dress, right? And then army dress would be, let's see here, dash, whatever code of the size and color, so on and so forth, right? You could make this up, but it's something that when you look at it, you'll know exactly what it is because you're the one who made up that code. We're going to circle back to the SKU in a moment. I want to put SKUs first. We're going to track quantity. This is optional, right? quantity or inventory, if you are a company that you will never run out of this product, you don't need to track quantity because you're infinite. You always create this product on demand. There's no way that you're going to run out. But if inventory is very important, go ahead and make sure that you have this clicked on. If you are the manufacturer and on demand, there's never going to be a problem, even if you're out of stock, to produce more. You could continue selling even when you're out of stock. You could do that. That's optional. But for most businesses, they don't have that control to continue selling even if they're out of stock, because manufacturers, they come into problems, they discontinue products, so on and so forth. So it's really up to you if you want to have this set up on or off. Barcode, this is if you're selling, like, let's say you have a fulfillment center. They're very strict when it comes to barcoding, especially if you sell your stuff on Amazon, such as ISBN, GTINs, and UPC codes. You could upload that here, and that is very good information to keep for inventory. Location, make sure that your location is obviously set up. What this means is where the product gets shipped from, rather if it's your fulfillment center, and all that stuff is on the settings. I discussed that in my basic Shopify 101 tutorial, where I do a tour of all the settings and stuff like that. So that's location here. Location is important because if you have more than one location, like let's say one from the US and another one from Canada, or if you have multiple domestic locations, it'll show you how much inventory you have based on those locations. So that's why this is important. Shipping, when it comes to this product, it is in fact physical, but some folks might just sell a digital product like a book or a pamphlet or something of that sort. You could click that here and it won't add a shipping weight. And I think it won't even add taxes or something of the sort. So you could play around with this as you see fit. Shipping weight is the weight of this product after it gets packed up into its shipping container, box, however you want to see fit, right? So shipping weight is not the weight literally of this dress just sitting on a scale. It's when you pack up the order on its own, packaged, what is the weight? So for simplicity purposes, I'll put right here 1 pound, but you could put ounces, kilograms, grams, however it is that you want. And of course, you could set up your shipping based on this attribute here. So for simplicity purposes, we're going to keep it at 1.0 for weight. And let's go ahead and bookmark this. Let's press save for now because we've uploaded some information here before we continue. And let's add some variants. Because remember, like I told you, we have some variants that we wanted to add here, such as extra small, small, blah, 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 right? So let's go over here. Let's click on this. Our first dimension is going to be size. Okay. And see option name, the variant dimension, right? It's called size. But what are the values? So the values, I'm going to put S for small, or you could type small. It's really up to you. S and then comma, M, comma, right? So for each value of the sizing, I'm separating them. L, comma, XL. Okay, so for size, I'm done. But I also want another variant dimension, and it's called color. And I'm going to call this Army Green. I could add other colors, but for this purpose, I'm just going to leave it as done. So now I have size and color. And as you can see right here, I could go ahead and start distinguishing the price depending on the size. There's some companies that they'll have standard sizes. The moment that you go XL, they'll be like this, right? Because it kind of costs them more to have like bigger sizes. And then right here, you control how much you have in total. I have 10 on the small, 15 on the medium, 8 for the larges, and 5 for the XLs. And this inventory management system will control and make sure that, which ones are you going out of stock and so on and so forth. And then finally, right here for the SKU, here's an example. So we have Army Green dash small. Triple click, copy, paste, medium, paste, large, paste, extra large, right? And all of these SKUs will have their unique representation of what the code is, okay? One product could have 4 different unique values depending on what they sell. And then the barcodes, you could do the same thing here as well. Let's go ahead and save this for now. We're not done yet. Let's continue on some settings and let's see what happens once we set this up. Okay, great. So this is all set up nice and dandy. Let's pretend, the last piece that I want to do is I want to assign images to each of these values here. This is important, especially if you have another color, such as orange. This list would be tremendously large, right? Like it will have a whole bunch of colors or whatnot. And so you have to multiply that by small, medium, large, and extra large. So for this set right here, I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And I'm going to choose the default image, press done. And I'm going to do the same for the rest of them because all of this represents the same image. It's just that it comes in different sizes. Okay, and I'll press save right there. Now again, I repeat, what happens if you have the color orange here? If you have orange, then the rest of them are going to come out blank, but you upload the orange picture here first, and then you set those other ones as the orange picture. In the end, what's it gonna look like, let's go ahead and preview this, is that when we have the color right here where it says orange, we're gonna click on that color and this picture is gonna change to the color orange of that picture. If you do not set those colors and you have multiple variations of the colors, it's just going to be static, and the customer is going to order and they're going to see the wrong picture on their order confirmation. They're going to complain. They're going to be like, I didn't order this product. This is green. I ordered the orange color. This is false. And then they're going to call their credit card company and create a chargeback on you. You don't want that, right? Don't give them ammunition to create a chargeback to get their money back. And they like to do that after you ship out the order too, which is annoying. So just be very, very cautious. And set it up the right way, like I'm advising here. You know, if it's green, assign the green image on all sizes. If it's orange, assign all the orange images. That way, when the order confirmation comes in, it's assigned the correct color and you have no issues. Finally, we have the search engine listing. Let's go ahead and press edit so that we can see what's going on here. We have a nice, interesting description. I think this is okay. I would have an SEO expert to go ahead and fix this up so that it's very attractive in the sense of using the keywords, and the same thing goes over here, making sure that the keywords are the way that it should be. Let's press save. We're not going to mess with that for now. That'll be on another video. And that is it. That is, you have created one product, right? And let's look at our database back over here, and we could see the product title there. Yes, I know for some of you who are watching, you'll notice that I have all upper cases over here and lower cases. What's the difference? There's no difference. You could do it however it is that you want. This particular training is just to show you how I add the product into the Shopify store. Quick summary, what you've learned today was the interface of the products in the admin. You've learned this interface of what it all means here. You've learned the properties inside of this. You learned the new AI system for the product description. Okay, we've learned how to add these images, add variants, add descriptions, and a brief overview of the SEO. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to, once you have all of these products already inserted, how to make sure that they go inside of the corresponding collections. That's the next video. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do have a course on this, which I go really in depth on how to build your website from end to end. I will always be updating videos on that because, as you know, as time progresses, technology changes, right? And on YouTube, I won't always update you with the latest and greatest, but on the courses, I always have the freshest data. So make sure that you're subscribed to that if you're into building websites. Other than that, talk to you soon.